the Stoic Quotient. This is not just a channel, it's a call to arms for your mind. Imagine standing at the edge of darkness, where the world feels heavy and uncertain. Here we invite you to step forward, to challenge the noise, and to awaken the part of you that refuses to surrender. Stoicism is our lens, a way to decode the chaos of modern life. Picture the rush of city streets, the blur of faces, the constant hum of anxiety. In this world we search for meaning, for clarity. Today we begin by asking, why are you not your trauma? Why are you instead your response? Your past is a chapter, not your whole story. The pain you carry is not your identity. Think of the moments you've stared out a window, lost in thought, wondering if you'll ever be free from what's behind you. You are not defined by what happened to you, but by what you choose to do next. In a world obsessed with healing, we are bombarded with messages to fix ourselves, to chase after wholeness as if it's a finish line. But this is your wake-up call. You are not your trauma. You are the way you rise to meet it, the way you choose to respond again and again. This is not just philosophy, it's the path to freedom. Imagine walking through fire, feeling the pain, but refusing to let it consume you. The Stoic path leads you back to clarity, to power, to a peace that cannot be shaken by circumstance. The world has taught you to panic, to obey, to chase healing like it's a destination always out of reach. You've been told to run from discomfort, to silence your pain, to keep searching for something to make you whole. But here, we do not outsource our peace. We reclaim it. We take it back from the noise, from the wounds, from the parts of ourselves we were told to abandon. This is a space for gathering your strength, for remembering who you are beneath the scars. This is the Stoic Quotient, a movement not built to numb you, but to awaken you, to remind you that you are not broken, that you are capable of meeting life with courage and clarity. We use ancient philosophy to confront modern pain, not as a way to escape, but as a mirror to see ourselves clearly, not to run from the world, but to understand it, to decode its patterns, and to find our place within it. You are not your trauma. You are your response. And in that response, you will reclaim your power. They told you to heal, as if healing were a finish line you could sprint across. But what they really meant was, don't make us uncomfortable with your pain. Sometimes it feels like the world wants your silence more than your recovery. You learn to tuck your wounds away, to smile when you want to scream, to pretend the ache is gone just so others can breathe easier. They told you time would fix it, but time doesn't heal. It buries. The days pile up like layers of dust over old photographs, memories fading, but never truly gone. You might find yourself staring at the clock, waiting for the ache to dissolve, only to realize that time is a blanket, not a cure. And under that burial, there's still a child inside you, one who flinches at the sudden rise of a voice, who tenses at footsteps in the hallway. The echo of old fear lingers, shaping how you move through the world, how you brace for storms that may never come. There's a grown man who believes love must be earned, not given. A woman who apologizes for taking up space, for speaking, for simply existing. We carry these invisible scripts written by moments we barely remember, but which shaped us all the same. This is trauma, not the event itself, but the echo that reverberates long after. It's the ripple in the water, the aftershock that shapes your every step, even when the world insists you should be over it by now. The way your nervous system still whispers, you're not safe here. It's a quiet alarm, a tension in your chest, a readiness to run or hide. Even in safe rooms, the echo can make you feel like danger is just around the corner. But this video isn't about your pain, it's about your power. The echo may linger, but so does your strength. Every day you choose to show up, to breathe, to try again, you reclaim a piece of yourself from the past. Because you are not your trauma, you are your response to it. The echo may shape you, but it does not define you. You are the author of what comes next. Stoicism was born in the chaos of ancient Greece, in a world not unlike our own, full of uncertainty, loss, and change. It doesn't ask you to suppress your pain. It invites you to understand it, to see it as a teacher, not a jailer. The Stoics, Zeno, Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, faced exile, slavery, illness, and grief. Yet they wrote not about escaping suffering, but about transforming it. Marcus Aurelius lost children, friends, his health, and still he wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." Epictetus, once a slave, taught that while we cannot control what happens to us, we can always control our response. This is the Stoic lens. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Not because he didn't feel, but because he refused to let pain decide who he became. Pain is real, but your trauma is not your entire story. It's a chapter. You are the author and you hold the pen. Stoicism teaches us to write a new ending. Modern healing culture often tells us to revisit our wounds endlessly, promising freedom through reliving pain. But the Stoics saw this as a trap, a cycle that keeps us stuck in the past. But here's the Stoic reality. Freedom doesn't come from reliving the wound. It comes from reclaiming who you are without it. Yes, feel your emotions, grieve, let it out. But don't pitch a tent in the graveyard of your pain. Healing is not about staying in the darkness. It's about moving toward the light. You weren't meant to live inside your past. You were meant to rise from it, stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. This is the Stoic path, not to escape pain, but to transcend it. The things you criticize in yourself, overthinking, distrust, avoidance, were once your shield. As a child, you learned to scan for danger, to read the room before you spoke, to hold your breath when the world felt unsafe. These habits were not flaws. They were your mind's way of keeping you alive. You adapted to chaos because you had to. Maybe you learned to expect disappointment, to keep secrets, or to stay invisible when things got tense. You were a child decoding an unpredictable world, and you did what you had to do to feel safe, even if it meant building walls around your heart. But now, you are no longer that child. You are free to choose something new. You can keep surviving, repeating old patterns, or you can start responding with awareness and intention. The fork in the road is yours alone to walk. A trigger is just a moment, a spark from the past. But your response? That's your power. You can pause, breathe, and decide how you want to show up, even when old fears try to take the wheel. A Stoic doesn't repress pain. They face it with courage and curiosity, not as a victim, but as a craftsman, shaping their own mind, learning from every scar, and building strength from every challenge. When your heart races, you breathe. When your mind spirals, you observe. When your past knocks, you answer from the present. This is the practice, returning to yourself again and again with compassion. This is what mastery looks like. Not perfection, but presence. Not the absence of pain, but the ability to meet it with wisdom, patience, and hope. You are not broken. You are becoming. The world taught you to be cautious, to shrink yourself, to please, to hide your light. But what if you could unlearn that? Stoicism invites you to step into clarity, to be present, to stand unshakable in your truth. Imagine the strength that comes not from armor, but from authenticity. You are not here to be small, you are here to be seen. Ask yourself, if fear was no longer your guide, who would you become? If pain was not your story, what would you create? If you believed you were whole, what would you allow yourself to feel, to say, to dream? The answers are already within you, waiting for permission to emerge. You are not here to remain in pieces. You are here to remember. You were never truly shattered, only scattered by circumstance. Now is the time to gather yourself, to reclaim every part you once left behind. This is the journey back to yourself, whole and radiant. Your trauma was never your fault, but your response, your choice to rise, to heal, to move forward, that is your reclamation. That is your rebirth. Every day you get to choose to begin again, to write a new chapter, to become the author of your own story. You don't need to perform strength. You already survived the fire. Now you get to forge something beautiful from it. Let your scars be the gold in your mosaic. Let your story inspire others to rise. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not your trauma. You are your response. And that response is powerful. It is the key that unlocks new possibilities, new beginnings, and a life defined by hope, not hurt. This is your moment to choose again and again. This is the Stoic Quotient, and this conversation is just beginning. Return to yourself. Stay grounded. Stay sovereign. Remember, you are never alone on this path. We walk it together. Thank you for being here with us. Subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell for daily insights.